Welcome back to the channel, Anthology Enthusiast. My name is Coach, and today on this episode of Card Anthology, we're going to be embarking on a brand new adventure. As a start for us becoming a bigger and more productive channel, we've decided to produce a spin-off for the series. So, for you loyal, dedicated supporters of cards, games, history, and just outright entertainment, here's our official Card Anthology pilot episode over the Pokemon trading card game. Let's get this episode started. The Pokemon franchise is one of the most influential genres to hit the gaming industry in modern time, with a variety of things such as the TV series, to the handheld video games such as Sun and Moon, and what we will be mostly talking about, the trading card game. The Pokemon trading card game was originally published in Japan in 1996 by the company called Media Factory. It was inspired by the video games released in Japan early in the year called Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green. The video games would later be released in North America in 1998, with Pokemon Red staying intact, while the Japanese version, Pokemon Green, would be changed to Pokemon Blue in the North American area. Soon after, on January 9th of 1999, the first English Pokemon cards would be published and released in North America. The English card producers? The same company who produced Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast, who at this point in time just released the first set of Urza block called Urza Saga. Wizards of the Coast would produce English Pokemon cards until 2003, the year they would transfer the Pokemon TCG license to the Pokemon Company International by Nintendo. In addition, when the first set was released, many stores were reluctant to sell the product, and it wasn't until late March and early April that Pokemon cards would have a widespread release. The first Pokemon set was called Base Set and consisted of 102 cards. Compared to Magic the Gathering's Alpha and Beta set, the first Pokemon TCG set was about 200 cards less than the first sets for Magic the Gathering. Out of the 102 cards from the Pokemon base set, there were 38 commons, which is recognized by the black circle on the card, 32 uncommons, which contain a diamond-shaped symbol, and 32 rares, which has a star symbol on the card. Breaking down the set even further, there were 39 basic-type Pokemon such as Magmar and Electabuzz, 22 Stage 1 type Pokemon like Dugtrio and Dugong, 8 Stage type Pokemon which included Poliwrath and Beedrill, and 26 trading cards, which are the cards that could support the player or their Pokemon, and were cards such as Switch, Super Potion, Defender, Clefairy Doll, Item Fighter, Computer Search, and Imposter Professor Oak, just to name a few. There were also 7 energy type cards which are needed to help a Pokemon attack another player's Pokemon. This is similar to the way Magic the Gathering uses mana to cast its spells. The energy types were Water, Lightning, Fire, Grass, Fighting, Psychic, and the universal card, Double Energy. Pokemon base set was also accompanied by different theme decks, just like Wizards of the Coast had accomplished with the Magic the Gathering franchise. There were 4 theme decks in total, with the first deck being called Blackout. This deck featured water and fighting type Pokemon such as Sandshrew, Farfetch, Hitmonchan, Squirtle, and Wartortle, along with Onix, which is the Pokemon best associated with the Pewter City Gym Leader Brock. The next theme deck was called Overgrowth. This deck included grass and water type Pokemon, which had Gyarados, Bulbasaur, and Ivysaur, along with Staryu and Starmie, which were the 2 Pokemon best associated with the Cerulean Gym Leader, Misty. The third theme deck was called Brushfire. This was a deck that consisted of fire and grass type Pokemon, which had Vulpix, Ninetales, Charmander and Charmeleon, along with Arcanine and Tangela, which are the main Pokemon used by both Cinnabar Island Gym Leader Blaine and Celadon Gym Leader Erica respectively. The last theme deck was called Zap and used electric and psychic type Pokemon. The cards involved with this deck were Pikachu and Magnemite, Jinx, Kadabra, Haunter, and also Pokedex entry number 150, Mewtwo. Mewtwo is also best associated with being the Pokemon to capture in Cerulean Cave after beating the original Elite Four in the first Pokemon games. There was also a 2-player set which contained 61 cards. The 2-player set was meant to be split in half, with each player having 30 cards. This 2-player set used fire and fighting type Pokemon and included the as previously mentioned Charmander and Charmeleon, along with the fighting type Pokemon Machop and Machoke. Machamp was also the notable card out of the 2-player set and was one of the 8 Stage 2 Pokemon. Machamp was also most notably used by the Elite Four trainer Bruto, whose specialty was rock and fighting type Pokemon. Notable Pokemon at the time of release were Pokemon such as Nidoking, which was the fully evolved version of the male Nidoran. It was a grass and poison type Pokemon which had 90 hit points, a weakness to psychic types, and had the attack moves such as Thrash and Toxic. Nidoking was also a main Pokemon used by the Viridian Gym Leader Giovanni. Clefairy was another notable Pokemon that was a normal and fairy type, had a weakness to fighting Pokemon, and had the attack moves Sing and Metronome. Zapdos was the electric legendary bird Pokemon that had no weakness and had the attacks Thunder and Thunderbolt. Zapdos was the only legendary bird included in base set, with Moltres and Articuno being released in later sets. Chansey was the normal type Pokemon that had weakness to fighting types and had the attack move Scrunch along with Double Edge. She was also one of the best basic Pokemon due to an incredibly high HP at the time at 120 hit points. As previously mentioned in this episode, Mewtwo was the Psychic type Pokemon that was also entry number 150 in the Pokedex. In Generation number 1, there were only 150 Pokemon in total, 151 if you counted Mew in the original Generation 1 roster. Mewtwo was weak against other Psychic type Pokemon, but had the moves Psychic and Barrier to make itself intensely effective. Raichu was the electric type Pokemon and fully evolved version of the Pokemon Pikachu. Pikachu is most remembered as being the starter Pokemon for protagonist Ash Ketchum in the TV series. Raichu is weak against fighting type Pokemon, but has the attack moves Agility and Thunder to get itself out of multiple situations. Raichu is also best known for being the main Pokemon used by Vermilion Gym Leader Lieutenant Surge. Alakazam was the Psychic type Pokemon that was the fully evolved form of the basic Pokemon Abra. Just like Mewtwo, it was weak to other Psychic type Pokemon and only had one attack called Confuse Ray. It did, however, have the ability to move damage counters from one of your Pokemon to another before it could attack. Alakazam was also the main Pokemon used by Saffron City Gym Leader Sabrina. Venusaur was the original final evolution of the Grass-type starter Pokemon, Bulbasaur. Venusaur had a weakness to Fire-type Pokemon, and its only true attack was Solar Beam. It does, however, have the Energy Trance ability, which allows Venusaur to take Grass-type energy and give it to another Pokemon. Venusaur was also one of the main Pokemon used by Hoenn Region Trainer May. Blastoise was the original final evolution of the Water-type starter Pokemon Squirtle. Blastoise had a weakness to Electric-type Pokemon, but had the attack move Hydro Pump. It also had the ability Rain Dance, which allowed Blastoise to take Water-type energy and give it to another Pokemon. This was the same ability as Venusaur minus the energy type. Blastoise was also best known for being used by both Trainer Blue and Gary Oak as their main Pokemon. The last notable Pokemon was Charizard, which is the original final evolution of the Fire-type starter Pokemon Charmander. Charizard has a weakness to Water-type Pokemon, but had the very powerful Fire Spin attack, which caused 100 total damage. It also had the same ability as Venusaur and Blastoise called Energy Burn, where Charizard can take and reassign fire energy, and it also had 20 more HP than both Venusaur and Blastoise. Charizard was also best known for being used by Pokemon Trainer Red and most notably Ash Ketchum. Out of the 150 original Pokemon from Generation 1, only 69 Pokemon were included in base set. Some of the Pokemon not involved were the Stage 1 Pokemon such as Rapidash, Clefable, Dodrio, Hypno, Sandslash, along with Weezing, who was most notably used by James from Team Rocket and Fuchsia City Gym Leader Koga. You also had the exclusion of the Stage 2 Pokemon Pidgeot and Butterfree, along with both Gengar and Dragonite, with the latter two Pokemon being most famously used by Elite Four trainers Agatha and Lance respectively. The fighting Pokemon Hitmonlee wasn't printed despite having Hitmonchan in base set, and the other two legendary birds, Articuno and Moltres, were also cut from the base set printing as well. These Pokemon would later be printed in the sets Jungle and Fossil. Now some of you may be wondering on how to get some of these old school cards. Well, if you want to grab a single 11 card booster pack, be ready to give away 40 bucks of your hard earned cash. Well, what about a booster box, you may be asking? Well, a sealed booster box of base set is listed at almost $2,000. That is enough capital to buy you a brand new Macintosh computer, or Magic the Gathering terms, any one of the unlimited dual lands originally printed in the first set of the franchise. Definitely an insane amount of cash for some fancy cardboard. So there you go everyone, all the important things you need to know about the Pokemon base set. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit that like button on this video to show your support for the Card Bazaar channel. Make sure you also hit that subscribe button for more content just like this. And if you're new to this channel and are wondering what the heck Coach is talking about with this Magic the Gathering business, then click on the link in the description to watch our very first Card Anthology episode over the Magic the Gathering series. That is all we have for today for this episode of Card Anthology. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and we will see you guys next time.